Hello and welcome back to RookGypsy Plays Pokemon Yellow. I believe this is part episode 32, I think. Yeah, should be part 32. This Squirty is just constantly a disappointment. It takes in so much damage. Alright, gotta heal it again. Just because I don't want to go back to the Pokemon Center yet. Yeah, so the last episode I sort of ended up with a rant, but that's just the way it is. Like, I've been, like, all my life, it's not like I ever, if I ever wanted to hang out, we didn't really have phones back in the day. Well, we did, but we never really used the phones. I mean, because it's like, oh, who's using the phone? Mom, work, stuff, you know. But, like, you know, no one ever, like, whenever growing up, I was never like, no one ever told me, hey, you know, are you free, you know, blah, 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 let's hang out. No, never, not once. That never happened to me once. And recently, like, growing up, it's like, you know, at, like, the post-college and stuff, it's always like, alright, well, or even during college, I was like, hey, do you want to get together sometime this week and stuff? And people are like, oh yeah, sure. I'm like, really? I needed to initiate? There's just like things like that make it really annoying. So I'm like, I always feel like, oh great, I need to be a leader because I need to initiate conversation, which will lead to me being able to have fun hanging out with friends. Like, even recently, like, one of my friends was in town. Like, this is a childhood friend. Like, we've attended the same school for the past, like, 8 years. You know, we're not 8, like 7 years, actually. Went to the same middle school, went to the same, high school together. And then I was like, okay, well, you know, you are such a no, sorry, I didn't say that to my friend. I'm like, Squirty, you are such a failure. You have not done any more damage to this guy. You are level 22. You gained so much, like, you gained 3 levels. You still do the same amount of damage. You are such a failure. I digress. So yeah, my friend was like, you know, in town. And of course they don't tell me that he's in town. But I figured out, like, you know, I was like, oh, you know, I should text them or something. And I did, and he was like, oh, I'm in town and stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm leaving this. I'm like, wow, that's really fast. I'm leaving like in 2 days or something. I'm like, okay, should we hang out? He's like, sure. I was going to hang out with another one of our friends on this day. I'm like, and you forgot about me. Typical thing happened, you know. It happened before as well. It was like, my friend was in town for like a week, 2 weeks or something. And then he was like, oh, you know, I saw him like walking down the street one day. Because I was doing some errands for my mom. Always doing errands for other people, you know. Gotta switch out. So yeah, I was doing errands for my mom, and I ran into my friend, and he was like, oh, you know, I haven't seen you in a while. So I messaged, you know, we exchanged contact information, and I messaged him later on, and then we talked and stuff. And then we hung out, and it was fun. And then he came back, and he didn't, like, contact me. And I was like, all of a sudden I just felt, you know, I should contact my friend. So I did, and he was like, oh, yeah, I'm back in town. I'm like, okay. Good to know. And then, you know, we hung out and stuff, and I was like, alright. So, yeah. Even then, it's also like, you know, I find this happens not only with my school friends, or former school friends, in this case, now just friends, but this also happens with, like, it's been happening with family members, which sucks, but it also has been happening a long time with, church friends. So yeah, you know, I have friends from church that I don't see at school, which is why, the only difference between that is that I see them at church versus I see them at school. But I was talking to them, like, you know, I had to, like, gather some guys together to, like, hang out. I was like, hey guys, let's play some board games, have some fun. You know, we'll get some food somewhere. And they're like, sure. And I'd like plan it all out with my friends, and I'm like, great. I'm like, yay, that was fun. And then I was like, oh, no one planned a part 2, so if I ever actually have to do it, I'm the one that has to plan it out. I have to contact everyone individually. Because we tried the group, like, we tried like having a group chat. Not really group chat. We had a group message, and that never works out, apparently. So I'm just like, great. I have to plan all this stuff out now. Great. And it's also been happening with family members, like, you know. And I'm like always one like, oh, are we doing the dinner? Yeah, we have like a family tradition, which is we get together for dinners on Sundays, and then for during like special holidays and stuff, we generally gather at like my place, which is also where like I live with my mom, so her house, which is we do it because, you know, it's bigger, it's got everything we need, and then people just like we'll do potluck and stuff. And normally what it works is like, you know, I'll do like the main course and like a side, and then my sister will do some sides, and then another person will do like desserts and stuff. And that generally works, but the problem is that, you know, everyone seemed to not want to celebrate Thanksgiving last year. And it was really frustrating for me, because I'm like, wait, let's talk about the menu that's planned. And they're like, sure! And then my mom says, hey, I saw this thing online, which is the Asian American, like the Asian communication thing that they have, like social media network. And then they digress for 10 minutes, and I'm like, hey, we were talking here. You interrupted me. And we're talking about business. Like family business here. You interrupted me about some insignificant thing that your friend showed you. I was like, oh, sorry. I'm like, that's fine. We're talking about it, and let's plan that. And then she interrupts me again. On the spot. And I'm like, what did we just talk about? It hasn't even been a minute. And then it's like, oh, sorry. And I'm like, do you guys even want to have Thanksgiving? We can just cancel, can't we? Let's just cancel Thanksgiving then. I didn't say that, actually. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to do a turkey. Sister's going to do this. You know, oldest, I never call them by name. Or I'm not supposed to call them by, like, my oldest sister by name. They always refer to them as oldest and the second. Get out of there, Nico. I know what you're doing. You're thinking of pooping in my bag again, aren't you? Get out of there. Nico, get out of there. Excuse me for one moment. Nico, get out of my bag. You're not supposed to poop up there, Nico. You poop in a litter box. Sorry about that. My cat insists on rubbing against my nerves. And for the second time today has pooped inside something of mine that is not his. Instead of going to the litter box. So yeah, cats. At this point I feel like kicking him. He's adorable, he's cute, but he keeps pooping everywhere. He's not litter trained, and I feel like kicking his butt. Shut up. I know people can be like, what? Why? He's so adorable. Wait till you have a pound of poop in your purse. You want to? I can put a pound of poop in there and see how cute that gets. But I digress. So yeah, I mean, I had to plan it out. So I got interrupted like that evening conversation for Thanksgiving. I got interrupted about 5 times that night. Which I guess is typical of my life story. I constantly get interrupted. Nobody really appreciates what I have to say until I say it, and then they're like, "Oh, that's really smart. That's really great." And I'm like, I noticed this immediately. You didn't listen to anything I said, did you? My mom doesn't think anything I say is significant. Is significant. She thinks everything I say is just blah 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 blah, and ignores it immediately. And I tell her, "Hey, why didn't you do this? Like I told you so." And then she's like, "Oh, I forgot." Like, of course you did. Like, I will have conversations with my mom, and it's like, hey, how was, like, you hung out with your friends, how was that? And she's like, oh, Auntie Karen, or like, Auntie blah, 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 kept talking, and I'm like, okay, but did you have fun? Did you have fun, like, a good time? And she's like, oh, the place we went to wasn't that great. Okay, but did you have fun? Oh, this. I'm like, answer the question. I'm asking you a very simple question. I know you understand Chinese and English. I'm speaking this in Mandarin. That's her native tongue. She knows what Mandarin is. And Squirtle, you are a constant failure. Story of my life, constant failure. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying. Why do you insist on ignoring me? Or not even answering what I'm saying? I have asked you 3 times. It's always 3. I don't know why the number is always 3 with these people. And it's not just her. It's like all of her clients are just horrendous. I'm like, I never want to do your job. You know why? Why? Because you people don't have ears. Just cut them off. It's like a fake thing, accessory you have on your body. It doesn't actually exist there. I've listened to like her conversations with with her clients, and it's the same thing where it's like, oh, what do I? Because it's like always the same thing. It's like, oh, to do this you need this document, and this document, and this document. Oh, but what about this? No, you just need this document, and document A, B, C. But what about Z? No, you don't need Z. You only need A, B, C. But I thought you only need no. You only need A, B, C. Oh, but what about C, D, E, like E, F, and G? No, you only need to bring us A, B, C. Okay, I'll bring you A, B, C. And it's like, really? I feel like the conversation has just been, you need to bring A, B, C, A, B, C, and A, B, C. Only A, B, C. And it's like, really, people? This is probably why I have no faith in humanity. And also probably why I laughed when Donald Trump became president. I was like, what a fitting president for the people. And people complain, and I'm like, oh, hey, you're just like our president. Of course, at the time, I wasn't working. I was doing an internship at a law firm, and they're all crying, and I'm just like, I don't have these emotions that you guys have, because, I'm sort of a robot. And, like, after working for, like, 4 months, I've become a corrupted person. So, I've gained less and less faith in humanity as the years progress, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like, there is hope in the humanity, but it's not with the humans. And there's always, there are people like, oh, but this person did this good. No, I couldn't care less. They're not doing much either way. Yeah, I've got no hope. No, I've got no hope for humanity. Probably a sour note to end on, actually, but that's just the way it is. Da, 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 da. And then, I was saying, like, this thing happened to me for Thanksgiving. I was, like, trying to plan out the Thanksgiving dinner. Same thing happened a month later for Christmas. I tried to plan that out, too. I almost gave up. Let's see, bite. That's a good move. More than 4 moves. Yes. Roof tail whip. I don't need that. Yay, bite. Too bad it's not a dark move. Too bad it doesn't make people flinch. Yeah, no, I was like, I'm pretty much like, I think this year I'm just going to give up on the holidays. I didn't feel like Christmas was Christmas. I didn't feel like Thanksgiving was anything thankful. I think I'm just like, alright, well, do we want to celebrate Thanksgiving? Because I'm not going to plan it. You guys are going to be the ones that plan it. Let's see how that ship sinks and ignites on fire. Like, it's going to be like the Titanic, except it's going to light on fire and get hit by a meteorite. Yeah. Well, that's foreshadowing for my Thanksgiving. So, yeah. This was a depressing episode, but if you do like my videos, please hit the subscribe button at the very bottom of the red area, somewhere there. Yeah, please subscribe if you like, and share with some people if you want to make them feel depressed. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next part, the next time I record. Bye!